Hi all, welcome back to my channel. This is Shelja here, and today I'm doing a very special video. I am introducing Ryan to you for the very first time, and also I'll be sharing with you my birth story. So let's get started with it. So here is my cutie pie, Ryan. He was sleeping. Ryan, say hi to all. He was sleeping and he just woke up, and I think he still wants to go back to sleep. So I just want to show you all his cute little face. And now I'll let him sleep and I'll start with my birth story. Okay, so I just put him back to sleep and now I'll start with my birth story. My due date was actually 4th of March, and it was 1 week before the due date when we went to the hospital for the regular checkup. And the doctor checked me and she said that I was not dilated at all, but then I was very embarrassed because I have been very active throughout my pregnancy and I was expecting myself to be dilated even if it was 2 centimeter or so. So I was sad that I was not dilated, and then I came back home and then I started eating more of hot stuff like the dates and everything. I started going for a brisk walk because I have searched on the internet and I have learned that these kind of things, if pregnant women do, it helps in inducing regular contractions and going for the natural delivery. So during that 1 week I did a lot of physical exercises, ate a lot of hot stuff, and then again we went back to the hospital on 6th of March when I crossed my due date, and the doctor again checked me and I was just 2 centimeter dilated. So she suggested that she would do a stretch and sweep process, as it helps in inducing the natural labor. So we did 2 of those sessions, but then those sessions again did not help. So then the doctor said that she would give us 8 days. She will wait for 8 more days so that the natural labor would start. And then if that will not happen, then they'll induce pains, the artificial. So the stretch and sweep sessions, they also did not work, and we went to the doctor again, and she asked us to choose a date on which we had to come to the hospital and then had that induction process started. So we chose the date of 15th of March, which was Wednesday. And then on that day we packed our hospital bag and then we went to the hospital. It was me, my husband and my mother-in-law. So we went to the hospital and they admitted us to the antenatal ward, and the midwives came and they examined me. They just wanted to be sure that I was dilated or not. Again, I was at 2 centimeter only. I did not make any progress at that time. So they inserted a strip. It was a long strip with a thread. They inserted that strip in my private area, and I don't remember the name of that strip. I think it was withdrawal or something. And the strip was inserted to let the natural labor process begin, and it was, I think, to break the waters. And they were expecting the waters to be broken after like 8 or 10 hours after inserting that strip, but in my case after I think 1 hour or so the water broke. So I was really happy that the water has broken and I do not have to wait for long for the contractions to start. But unfortunately, even after the water was broken and the contractions started, those were very mild contractions, and at a gap of I think half an hour or so, you can hear the background noises of Ryan, and I think he's getting awake now. I might have to pause this video and then resume it after some time. So Ryan woke up and I have him in my arms right now. I thought I would film this video like this because that way it will soothe him as well. So where I was, so yeah, the water was broken and the contractions started, but then those were not regular contractions. Those were at a gap of I think 1.5 hours or so. But as we progressed towards evening, around 6 o'clock or so, those were getting very intense and painful as well. But then still, the doctor said that those were not the labor contractions. I was not into labor yet. So we had to stay at the hospital that day, and my mother-in-law came back home and I and my husband stayed at the hospital. They gave me a painkiller or so, and the contractions, I don't know if the contractions stopped or I stopped experiencing them or feeling the pain, but then I slept very peacefully that night. I did not feel any pain or that sort. So at around 6 o'clock in the morning, the doctor had booked a delivery suite for us So we were moved to the delivery suite at 6 o'clock in the morning, where all the artificial pains had to be started. So the midwife came. Her name was Kim, and she came around 7 o'clock or so, and she asked me if I would like to start the oxytocin. Oxytocin is the artificial pain-inducing drug. So actually, I wanted to have a bath before that and my breakfast as well, because I knew that once the artificial induction process will start, I won't be able to have anything. So I asked her if she can wait for an hour or so, which she gratefully agreed, and then she came back at 8 o'clock. In the meantime, we both had our bath and our breakfast as well. So at around 8:15 or so, she started the oxytocin, and what they do is they increase the level of oxytocin gradually. So I do not remember the exact dosage she started with, but then it was the lowest of all, and the highest I think they go with it is around 80 or 90 something. So she started with the lowest dosage of oxytocin, and they wrapped a lot of bells around my belly so that they can monitor Ryan's heartbeat as well. So everything was going smooth and the contractions started. In the meantime, I was having very painful and intense contractions. So I asked for epidural, and the doctor came and he was giving me epidural, and my husband was holding my hand, and suddenly I saw that I was losing the grip and he fainted. So I knew that these sort of things happen. So I was smiling when he fainted, but all the doctors and the midwives, they got really worried, and everybody was around him. They wanted to make sure that he was okay and he has not hurt himself. So they took him to another hospital or another department in which they wanted to had him thoroughly checked. But then while he was going, he refused because he was doing well. He thought that he was in his senses pretty well. So he came back pretty soon, and that was the funny incident that happened over there. And everybody was saying that my husband was worried that I was getting all the limelight. So he wanted to have some limelight for himself as well. So that is why this thing happened. So anyways, so this got over and I got the epidural as well. And then I started experiencing very less pains, and then eventually after 1.5 hours or so, all the pains subsided. So Ryan again went back to sleep and I put him in his bed. So where I was, I think, yeah, so the epidural was done and my pain subsided, and the doctors were continuously checking the heartbeat of Ryan. And after around 2 hours, which was like around 3 o'clock or something, a midwife came into the room and she said that Ryan's heartbeat was getting very high. So she wanted to lower the dosage of oxytocin, which she did. And again, they were continuously monitoring his heartbeat. And again, after half an hour or so, she said that Ryan was not liking oxytocin. So they stopped it completely and they wanted to monitor how his heartbeat was responding to that. So again, after an hour or so, the midwife again came and she said that no, Ryan was not doing well with the oxytocin, and so they wanted to do a lactate test, for which they needed the help of a doctor. And after half an hour or so, a doctor came and he started doing the lactate test. And for that, they had to insert an injection in my V area, and they wanted to take a blood sample so that they can monitor if Ryan has any distress or not. And because they started doing that process, and but they were not able to do it because his head was very high. So the doctor called another female doctor, and she did some technique and she took the blood sample and then they tested it. And the reading of that blood sample was around 6. And for the fetal to not have any distress, the reading should be lower than 4. So Ryan was obviously in a lot of distress. So they told us that we had to go for a C-section, and for that they needed our approval, and they made me sign on a piece of paper, which I did. And then in a very hurry thing, they moved me to another bed, and then suddenly a lot of doctors and midwives had turned up, and they were in so much of rush that I could not digest that I was going for a C-section because I was not prepared for it at all. And so was my husband and my mother. So they took me to an operation theatre. I think it was around 5:35 that I was in the operation theatre, and they gave me a high dosage of anesthesia because according to doctors they did not have enough time to do this C-section. And around 5:47 Ryan was out, and my husband was also in that operation theatre room, and I was when he was not there I was waiting for him, and even though I was in an unconscious mode, I asked the doctor that they should arrange a chair because my husband would need it so that he won't get faint again. So finally Ryan came into the world at 5:47, and my husband also made a video of that. I will try to insert it in this video. And so they cleaned him up and they put him on oxygen. He started crying, and the moment he came out he peed as well on the doctor. So that was a funny moment. And so I was by the time my husband was taking care of Ryan, the doctors were stitching everything, and I think they took around 10 minutes more to cover up everything, and they again put me on another stretcher and they took me to a recovery room. I think I stayed over there for around 45 minutes. After that they moved me to the postnatal room where my husband and my mother-in-law was waiting with Ryan. And the moment I saw him, it was a very emotional moment. We started crying and all, and so the midwife came and she put him on my chest for the skin to skin feeling, and they wanted for him to start feeding as well. So he latched really well and he started having his first meal at that time only. And it was a very I cannot explain how exactly it felt, but then it was very surreal and emotional. And when I have him in my arms, I just forgot everything that I went through in the last 2 days, and it was really good. I mean, it was inexplainable. I cannot explain it. And here I want to tell you something about the lactate test. So they do this lactate test when the baby's heartbeat, it goes over 170, I think. And because they cannot make if the baby is in distress or not, so they have to do the lactate test. And in that test, they have to take the blood sample, and they put that blood sample on a I think it is on a plate kind of thing, and they put few drops of that blood sample on that plate, and it gives the reading. So when they took Ryan's test, so the reading was 6, and it had to be lower than 4, so that is why they had to do this emergency C-section. But I'm thankful to God that everything went really well and he came out pretty fine. And when he was born, his weight was around 3.235 kilograms, and he was 51 centimeter, I think. So which was pretty good, and he had very long fingers, so everybody was saying that he's going to be a pianist or a football player or something of that sort. So everybody was quite happy, everybody congratulated us, and we were really happy that we have our baby in our arms now. And I also want to tell you that the hospital, the Royal Hospital for Women, is very good. Everybody in there is very cooperative, and they're very gentle, and they're very kind to the patients. And I did not have to worry about a single thing during the 5 days I stayed in that hospital. And while I had to register in that hospital, I was really worried how things would go, how would the midwives and the doctors be in that hospital. But after experiencing it, I'm really happy that we made the right decision of selecting that hospital, as everybody was quite well educated and they were really helpful. Even during the nights, the midwives used to come and help me with feeding Ryan or checking him up, so that they could see if he's doing pretty well or not. And we already knew that we were having a boy, but then we did not disclose this information as we just wanted to keep it to ourselves. And when I was doing the shopping, I bought everything in blue. All Ryan's clothes were in blue, his blanket, his sheets, everything was in blue. And I'm glad that nobody came to know about that. And when I was discussing this after the delivery with my sister, she said that she got an idea about it because I was buying everything in blue. So I'm glad that nobody else came to know about it and nobody else discussed that with me as well. And even during the delivery, during the operation, the doctors were asking us if we knew what we were having. We told them that no, we did not know about it, and the doctors were saying that okay, you should see it yourselves. And then one of the doctors said that, oh, it's a boy, and then everybody else was like, you have ruined the surprise for them. Though it was not a surprise, but then for them it was a surprise for us, and that is why they just wanted to keep it as a secret, and they wanted us to know about it. But one of the doctors, he just spoiled the surprise. So that was also a fun part, and overall everything went pretty well, and we are happy that we have Ryan with us now, and we are enjoying everything. I mean, from sleepless nights to fun time with diapers to his sweetest smile, everything is going pretty well, and we are enjoying it. So yeah, that's all about my birth story, and I would like to give you an advice, mainly to those who are pregnant, that no matter what happens during the pregnancy, how much pain you bear, or how many tough things you have to go through, but when you will hold your baby in your arms, you'll forget all your pains. And I think those pains are worth it. The moment is really, it's really wonderful. It cannot be explained. So be prepared and be positive, and everything will go really well. And when you'll have your baby in your arms, you'll be on top of the world. So thanks all for watching this video, and I hope you will like it. And I'll try to make more of such videos. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. Take care. Till then, goodbye.